This week, we're headed back to Chelsea's new house to tackle the hall bath of her ranch revival.
We're going to tackle our hall bathroom first because it's a space that gets used a lot.
I've been helping homeowners improve their homes for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help. Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about. Several months ago, Chelsea and her husband Brandon bought the 65-year-old house. We did a little work before they moved in, but now we're tackling the major renovations. The exterior makeover is complete, so now it's time to move inside.
The outside renovation of our house went so well, and it's reinvigorated me to get started on the inside. We're going to tackle our hall bathroom first because it's a space that gets used a lot. The bathroom is a decent size, but it's just not quite functional for our family. With 3 small kids, they always want to do the same thing at the same time. And as they grow older, I can see that that's only going to become a worse problem.
What do you think about the exterior? Turned out pretty nice, huh?
Yes, it's so nice to come home to something pretty. So many neighbors stopped by and asked what kind of grass we got. They loved it.
Well, why don't we tackle the bathroom?
Yeah.
Now, about a month ago, you were all over the place on the decisions back there. Are you tied down?
I think so. Let me see what you think about it, but it'll be nice to tackle a smaller project first.
All right, I'm ready to make some decisions. So I know the kids have been using the bathroom. Have they given you any input on what
yes,
they want?
For sure, but we'll have to consider that with the master plan.
Well, you know, the work that you did before, at least it made it usable for these few months.
And it looks a lot better than it did, but now I'm all worried about the function of it, and it's...
Well, this has always been awkward, having this thing
is it
got to
that...
dance with the door to get in the bathroom.
I know, is it because it's in the middle of the opening? I don't know, but it is hard to get in and out. The way the vanity is situated close to the door into the bathroom is very awkward. You have to kind of go into a cubby to get around the vanity and then close the door. So hopefully we can come up with a solution to address the awkwardness and get a larger vanity.
You've decided on taking everything out?
Well, I think because you had mentioned moving the wall, and so that kind of is like the snowball effect.
I know.
And the toilet doesn't work very well. The blue tub, and so taking the tile down to the wall.
Plus, you still want to get 2 bowls
up
in here, don't you? 2 sinks?
That would be awesome. I grew up sharing a bathroom with my sister, so I know how important a bathroom with 2 sinks is going to be for my children's future. If we're able to move the wall, that would give us enough room for a little bit of countertop and 2 sinks.
Well, this door swung in originally.
I know.
Swung in there anyway.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what happened there.
You know, people are always looking to gain more space in any room. Well, if you got a hallway that has a little extra space, that's a perfect way to move a wall out and gain some extra space. That's exactly what we're going to do with this bathroom. We can't bring it all the way out to here, which would be ideal.
Right, because it doesn't line up with that.
Right. I still think coming that far, heck, you're probably picking up 30 inches, plenty enough to accomplish that. So, all right, well, I think we need to get going on this one.
I'll get everything picked out and we'll get it started.
Okay.
Working on the outside of the house didn't really disrupt our day-to-day life, but working on the inside and eliminating one of our bathrooms is going to be a little tricky in planning, living life with 5 people.
Well, you know, I always like to dress properly for the job.
You like to match?
And I've just about matched out here, don't you think?
You match the toilet really
yeah,
well.
I can disappear. You won't even be able to know where I am.
Toilet camo, coming to a Home Depot near you. The term bull in a china shop comes to mind, Dad.
Here we go.
No.
Ready? Now, come on.
No.
Catch it.
No. Oh, come on. I'm going to sell that mirror on Facebook.
I'm going to get Gus in here in a little while to help me out.
I don't really want Dad teaching Gus how to do demolition. Things will really go off the wall then.
Yeah, that's what I had in mind.
Ew. There's a waffle fry. I told you I'd feed you if you helped me with my bathroom.
I want to know who's been sitting on the toilet eating waffle fries.
I don't want to know. You know, I'm building a vanity for in here.
You are? You're building it?
It's gonna go.
You might not be in by Christmas if you're building it.
Yes, I know I tend to take on too much work, but I can't fathom spending thousands of dollars on a vanity when I can build something that's exactly what we want.
Hey, you want to help some?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Now, You're gonna do something that you've never done before and you never need to do again. Got it?
Got it.
Got it. Okay, here we go. Hit that right there. Go. Oh!
Is this making anyone else nervous? Because I'm just nervous Gus is going to forget that the new bathroom doesn't need to be demoed when it's done.
Think we can get that trash trailer right up here?
Oh, wow, that's a neat idea. I
Get
don't
it
see
there,
why not.
and then
That'd
we
be
can
nice.
put these
We-
5-gallon buckets and throw them out in
Yeah.
there. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get a little more help because this is a lot of work. You can't turn back now.
Okay.
You can't put it back in here.
Yeah,
we're
that's for
obligated.
sure.
Glass shower enclosures are virtually maintenance-free except for one common and very annoying problem, and that's water spotting. After you shower, the beads of water will dry and leave behind cloudy streaks and little spots. Now you can avoid that by simply drying the glass every time you take a shower, but who wants to do that? Here's a much better solution. Go out and get a glass cleaner that contains a rain repellent. These are typically sold for use on car windshields and truck windshields. And all you're going to do is just spray it on the glass and wipe it off. You don't have to wait. There's nothing else to do. Just spray it on and wipe it off. You can use paper towels, but I prefer to use cotton microfiber cloth. And not only is the glass clean, but it also will repel any spotting. In fact, let me show you. This happens to be just water. It's plain water. Spray it on there. Look at that. The water beads up and runs right off with no spotting.
We're renovating Chelsea's hall bath, and I've called in John and Andrew from my construction company to help demo this old tile. Well, you know how we always say it has to really start looking ugly before it starts
Yes.
looking good again? I think we have a good example right
Yeah.
now. While they clear that out of the bathroom, Chelsea and I get started expanding into the hallway.
Before we can get to framing the new wall for the bathroom, we need to remove all of the old trim. This house is old and we cannot easily match this trim, so we're going to save every little piece that we can.
So what we're doing is a non-load bearing wall that we're building right here. That'll give Chelsea about an extra 3 feet by 4 feet, so extra 12 square feet. But that's just enough to make the linen closet a little bigger and the vanity large enough for the 2 sinks she needs for the kids. So what we'll be doing is cutting out the hardwood floor and saving it because we'll be able to use this original hardwood floor in another project she has planned a few months down the road. So right now we can stand the wall up. Glue goes up.
Thank you. Looks good. Ooh, I hate the framing gun. Hate it. I use a trim gun all the time with small little trim nails. Love it. Favorite tool, framing gun, whole different story. It's big, it's loud, and it requires a lot of power to get those big nails in. It's scary.
All right, that should do that. Let me go check on the progress in here.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Okay, watch where you step.
Is it supposed to be like that? Seeing holes in your floor is never a good feeling.
Now, it may seem like a disaster when you see all of these voids there and dust falling everywhere, but it's really not that big of a deal. It just is another process. Once the old tile and plaster are gone, the guys also remove an unnecessary doorway in the hall before they begin hanging new purple XP drywall over the studs. This stuff is ideal for a bath because of its superior mold and mildew resistance. Next, the plumber installs the new tub.
While I'm building my vanity from scratch, we're getting a countertop made out of quartz by a local fabricator. Hey, Evan.
Howdy.
I heard you were cutting my countertops today. I'm so excited.
Yes, ma'am. It comes to life. We're getting the sink anchors done. We've already got the faucet holes cored. We'll be cutting the sinks next. Before long, we'll have a finished countertop.
It's a big old machine. You can set a piece of countertop on this machine, program it, and it does all of the cutting for you.
Back when I was installing, you know, a lot of times we cored the faucet holes at the install. And you run the risk of the installer slipping and damaging the top and having to replace something. So being able to do this in a simulation and on a machine at the beginning, just one of those things that you just don't have that issue anymore.
Yeah.
Removing that doorway really opened this place up.
I know, I'm excited. Just a little bit of texture and I think it'll blend right in.
All right, I'm anxious to install this stuff.
The wall panels in the bathroom are from Wet Wall by Wilson Art, and I chose a natural stone pattern to mimic the look of a swanky hotel bathroom. And instead of keeping it just within the shower enclosure, we decided to do all of the walls in the bathroom because it's super durable, super cleanable, which will be perfect for 3 little kids.
You know an old trick, anytime you're cutting a finished surface, turn it over and that'll allow you to cut the back side of it and the front side is nice and clean. Once we drill the panel for plumbing pipes, we apply the wet wall adhesive and stick the panel in place. Then a few braces hold it tight to the wall until the adhesive dries. This is the largest sheet we have.
Well, you don't know how small your bathroom is until you try and get a 5-foot by 8-foot sheet of wet wall in there. Woo!
You have pipes sticking out, you're trying to line up the tongue and groove and line up the pipes. You need to cut those holes a little bigger than you think.
Are you serious? I guess you would stop doing it if I stopped reacting, but you get a reaction every time.
I just have to get you when your guard's down.
Yep. Well,
Wait till I break out the fake blood.
I forgot the ketchup.
can we just do the work?
If your toilet is constantly running, slow to fill, or very noisy when it fills, chances are you need to replace that fill valve. Now, this is a very simple project, but certainly not one you want to do all the time, so you want to get a really good one. I have a good solution for you. Now, this is the Corky 2X fill valve, and the reason why they call it the 2X is because it's going to last twice as long as other fill valves on the market. Now, what makes this so strong? It's got a rubber formulation, so it's going to resist bacteria, rust, hard water, and chlorine, which would typically break down one of these over time, but not this one. Now, what you want to do is drain the tank of the water, take out the old fill valve, and then just pop this one right into place and connect it over to the drain valve with this little tube, and you'll be in good shape. Now, you can retro all of your toilets if they were made after 1994. Well, how do you know that? Just pop up the lid and you'll see a date right on the inside. We'll tell you when it was manufactured. So if you need to replace your fill valve, Corky's got you covered.
Chelsea's bathroom renovation is really taking shape as we continue installing the wet wall panels. You know, it's always nice to have a little extra help when you're trying to push the wall material into the adhesive.
We got some helpers.
Hey, all right.
See their
Just in
bathroom.
time. We're putting up the wall boards. You can help. What's this? Gus, you want one?
Yeah.
I told you we would find the perfect little job for Gus and Mary Helen.
Yeah, they love pushing buttons.
Look,
Can you hit it, guys?
Hit it, Gus.
So pushing a wall is pretty
That's
good
right.
too.
Okay, now let's see if it stays there. Back up. Right up. See what happens. We did it. We did it. High five. Boom. High five. Boom.
you know, every time you're trying to make a decision on any little aspect of a remodeling project, you always try to figure out, is it worth the effort? I think changing this door back around is definitely worth the effort.
So you never could really figure out why they reversed the swing of the door at some point.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is they added that air vent and it kind of blocked it.
That's weird. And they even left the strike plate in there, and of course it'll make it easier for us. The mortises are in there and that, but this will have to go, this will have to go.
Here, I'll race you.
Lost.
Never, ever compete with a master craftsman.
Yeah, with the drill.
Once we mortise the new door for the hinges, we're ready to hang it. Then we can reinstall the door stops and move on to the bathroom floor.
Boy, you've got some swanky tile here. I've never seen anything like this.
I thought it had a little retro vibe to it.
It doesn't look like a kid's bathroom, or maybe it does.
It's a guest bathroom. Well, we have swanky walls, so we need a swanky floor. I really love the look of this penny tile. I also love that it came on mats, which would make it really easy to install. And I love that it was kind of a throwback to the age of our house.
And we're off.
These tiles are a little bit different to lay than ceramic tiles because they're in a linear fashion on the mat, but I learned a trick to drag it along the lines of the last tile and get the lines lined up perfectly before you plop the mat down into the thin set. I also love that you can cut it with a simple utility knife from the back, and it's easier than cutting a piece of paper.
You know, I never know what Chelsea's going to pick out for any project, but particularly her own project. And once I saw the penny tile, I thought to myself, that doesn't look like a kid's bathroom, but you know, I think it's working.
If there's a penny tile fan club, sign me up, because I can't believe I tiled an entire room without ever having to fire up a wet saw. It's amazing how different a tile floor can look once you get to the grouting stage. So I'm mixing up some prism grout that's in a similar color to the tan on my tiles to tie it all together. And that's exactly what we want.
After the grout dries, we're ready to bring in that custom vanity that Chelsea built herself.
The vanity looks perfect in this bathroom. I was nervous going in, but it all worked out. The plumbing lines up and it looks sweet in here.
You made me proud many, many times, but that vanity, wow.
Aww.
Wow.
I hope it holds up. Might make you one for Christmas.
With Chelsea's vanity in place, it's time for that new quartz countertop to arrive. And once it's securely installed, we're ready to add the plumbing fixtures, hardware, and touch up the paint. Chelsea's bath looked every bit of its 65 years, and even after some minor updates, it wasn't everything it could be. The awkward entry and single vanity weren't very functional for their family, and the dated blue tile and fixtures weren't exactly what Chelsea wanted her guests to see. But now, they have a modern bathroom that still fits the character of this mid-century house. There's more space thanks to the movement of the wall, and the new double vanity Chelsea built makes use of the space while it adds style and color to the room. The smooth, clean surface of the wet wall panels not only elevates the appearance of the bath, they'll make it easier to clean and maintain as well. And that swanky penny tile seems to fit the character of this house perfectly.
The real driving force for this bathroom was to improve the functionality, and I think we really hit the nail on the head, not only for the kids, but for any guests that come and use the bathroom here. But an added bonus is how much more beautiful it looks. I love the way the tiles feel underfoot. I love the fun color of the vanity. New plumbing is always a fun thing. That might sound a little silly, but believe me, when you have a 55-year-old toilet, new plumbing is a real treat. Obviously, our kids are going to be the primary users of this bathroom, so we wanted it to be fun for them. But as I got to thinking, well, we want it to look nice for our guests too, and our guests deserve a swanky bathroom.
Well, Chelsea has a great looking exterior, and now she has a newly remodeled hall bathroom that'll probably get a lot of use. Now, Chelsea's doing just like many families do, having to take your time because of budget and making sure that everything is done right. Because you'll forget about how long it takes, but you won't forget if there are glaring mistakes that you see each and every time you use that area of your house. Hey, I'm Danny Lipford. Thanks so much for being with me and Chelsea here on today's Homeowner. We'll see you next week.
You know what they say in show business is to break a leg, but
Yeah, don't break this. Don't break that leg off of there.
there's no business like show business. So, Dad, how does that make you feel?
What the heck you talking about?
The toilet.
You know, I've actually been thinking of that whole man bun thing.
For yourself?
Yeah.
Well, think about how it's not a good idea. Cheers to bathroom walls.